Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Birds at the Rodeo. I'm Eric, the resident Eagles fan.
I'm Orlando, the resident Cowboys fan.
And hey, man, there is a lot to get into tonight.
Absolutely.
We apologize for the slight hiatus. I'm not going to lie. I'm just recovering from getting sick. Lando's been super busy. We've actually been out here making moves to better our sports media careers, if you want to put it as that. So there's a lot of moves being made right now. Very excited for new opportunities coming our way very soon. But hey, man, let's get right into it.
Wait, before we start, I want to say,
Okay, hold on.
I want to say, give my mother a shout out for my new.
I noticed that. Yeah.
And I don't know how close you can see, but as the Cowboys on the other side.
Yeah.
Little Yeti she got me. Well, I actually had to send her the money for it, but only because it's replacing the Yeti she got me for Christmas that I lost.
So you gifted yourself.
Essentially, I replaced the gift she got me, but she did it without me knowing. So,
But you still had to pay for it.
yes, because she did it. I lost the first one already.
You know what? Shout out to the new Yeti. I did notice that. I was going to ask where you got that from, but yeah, it's nice. It's very nice.
Yes, and definitely just wanted to give her a shout out for that. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah. Well, hey, man, speaking of the Cowboys, obviously NFL training camp is underway. And let's go ahead and get right into it, man. Jerry Jones back at it again, saying a lot of foolishness, talking about what if Micah Parsons gets hit by a car, right? Like, I mean, honestly, when I first heard this, I initially was like, man, I can't wait to hear what Lando has to say about this. But then I also said, well, he's probably going to say the same thing, right? This is just Jerry being Jerry.
So every single year, it's the same thing. It was CD and Dak last year. It was Zach Martin the year before that. It was, who else has done this? Tyron Smith, Zeke, right? Before, like, this is just, we've seen it time and time again. If Micah Parsons isn't playing week one as the highest paid defensive player in NFL history, I will be completely shocked. And I think that anyone who's feeding into, like I keep saying, you guys are doing exactly what Jerry wants. His entire goal with this holdout,
right,
with this contract not being done, is for the entire media to be like, oh my God, is Micah Parsons not going to be on the Cowboys next year? Is Jerry going to let him? That's his entire goal. And it's working just for in the midnight hour, just to give him the contract that he was asking for from the beginning.
Right.
So to me, I just know I've said it, and I'm just no longer going to feed into that. Just one, the contract will get done. If it doesn't, then we'll have something to talk about. Yeah. What until
he's not even holding out, right?
He's under contract still, so he's there.
Yeah.
And two, he's showed up to training camp. Right. He showed up to the OTAs, the voluntary, where it wasn't even mandatory that he be there.
Right.
So there's
no story here really in your mind.
Not yet. But I will say, if I was Micah, because Micah and Trayvon Diggs they had impromptu media day themselves after the first day of training camp, and kind of didn't aired out some grievances.
Okay, yeah, because wouldn't Trayvon?
Micah did most of the talking.
Oh, but because I thought I saw somewhere that he said so.
He did tweet that, like, because basically what he did get, was it? I don't know if he didn't get fined. Well, I guess it technically
Micah.
No, Trayvon Diggs. Okay, $100,000, $500,000.
Jerry?
He won't be paid.
Oh, because he rehabbed outside of Yeah.
He did his rehab on his own accord in South Florida, away from the team. So,
how do you feel about that? Do you think that's stupid?
I dislike it.
Yeah,
mainly just because it stated in his contract that this would happen. So, more so, like, I wouldn't have it's more so that it's just causing a rift between the two.
Yeah.
Like, if that wasn't in his contract, he'd be free to rehab anywhere he wanted. Right. It wouldn't even be a problem. But because that was in his contract, I don't know if he knew all the details about me. Yeah, his best interest to, or for his representation to tell him
Right.
Just that's the only kind of issue I have with that.
So would Draymond say anything like expressing like up like anger towards that? I guess, or
he said it hurt his feelings, but I liked his answer because he said it hurt his feelings, but he was I don't know like the
big on this or
no. He basically said that he planned to get it back in incentives.
oh, okay.
With this play this year.
Yeah.
So
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
I can't do anything
Spit on
but
it.
that answer.
Right.
So, but what I was gonna say is if Michael, like I said, he did most of the talking. He aired some of his grievances.
What did he say?
He basically was like, hey, when you look around the league, you like we're gonna talk about later. You see TJ Watt get paid, you see other guys get paid. That it kind of hurts and it kind of makes you wonder. And he even ended it by saying something along the lines of, "Well, if this is the end, it'll be the like life goes on basically."
Yeah.
And if I were Micah and I knew how this situation normally played out, and if I didn't want to no longer, if I didn't want to just play the game, would play Jerry's game, go back and forth in the media just to get the contract done at the right time, I'd come out to the media and tell them exactly what I was asking for. The years, the amount, the number,
Right.
and basically be like, because right now there are absolutely fans who are, I see a lot of fans kind of saying things like, "Oh, it's a two-way street." But if you listen just to what they're talking, the way they're talking, and Micah is a lot. His rhetoric is how much he wants the deal to get done, how soon he wants to get done. He wanted it to get done early.
Right.
If you listen to Jerry and Steven talk about it, they talk about how they're in no rush. They have they don't have any urgency, things like that.
Right.
So I would just to get the entire media and the entire fan base on my side, put it all on Jerry. Be like, no, this is exactly what I'm asking for. This is what I'll accept.
Right.
This is what I'm worth. Obviously, if he's not asking, I don't know what he's at, but if he's asking for $60 million,
Yeah.
he's not going to get it. But as long as it's 40 to 50 at the most, 50 obviously is going to be the kind of what everyone's thinking is the high number. So,
Right.
but at the end of the day, he's one of the best defenders in the NFL. So that, like the same way with Dak, that's just kind of how the market works. You can't watch TJ Watt get paid $45 million,
Right.
and then be confused when Micah asked for 50.
Right. Well, Micah he kind of did what you said, right? He didn't say exactly what you were, but he did say like, I don't have to be the highest paid. He literally said, I don't have to be the highest paid, like edge player, right, defender, right? Like he said that. So, and even talking about Dak, like, yeah, you're right. That's how the market works. But it's crazy because they could have paid Dak half of what they ended up paying him had they got the deal done sooner.
Exactly.
So I know you don't want to give Jerry too much airtime on this. So I'll just say this: like, it just business logic, it just does not make sense. Why would you prolong having to pay somebody when you're going to have to pay them 3 or 4 times what you could have paid them a year ago, right? Y'all could have got the deal with Micah last year.
Dak, I remember when his first contract was up. Dak, he was eligible for a contract same time Carson Wentz, Jared Goff were
right.
Who were signed him for $30 million. He proves himself and does he shows what he deserves, and they have to pay him $40 million.
And then like you can't even get mad at I can't get mad at Dak for like getting hurt and getting paid $60 million. It's like no, like he did the right thing. Jerry Jones and the Cowboys sat on their behinds and prolonged way to get a deal done. Why? I don't know. I mean, like you said, he just wants the media on him.
Correct.
It's Dallas. Bro, you got it. And you would think like Stephen Jones, that's his son, right? Like you would think at some point he would tell him like, Dad, well, stop this, please.
The crazy thing is Stephen is the one in charge of like the contract negotiation. Yeah, that's why Jerry says he hasn't been talking to Micah's agent and stuff because he's saying he's not as hands-on with contract negotiations that Steven is.
I don't know what I don't know.
So they're a two-headed monster.
Yeah,
this thing.
Yeah, it just doesn't make sense, man. Like I'm just obviously as an Eagles fan, like I appreciate Howie Roseman. Like he just always gets the deal done before or like right when the deal needs to happen. You know what I'm saying? Like we paid Cam Jerkins last year. We didn't have to pay him this offseason. We paid him though. You don't have to worry about that down the line. Exactly. It just I don't understand. I don't understand it, but like you said, you expect there to be a deal done. I do too. I mean, I don't know. Like, there's always like, what if Micah gets traded? But
I think the time for that would have been
before, right?
before the draft.
Right. Yeah.
So, but obviously I didn't. So,
in your mind, the deal's going to get done.
yes.
Just whenever, right before week 1 or maybe right after week 1 if Micah decides to hold out, which I doubt he will. Because, I mean,
Dak's contract literally got signed the day of our first
right
of our season opening.
Yeah. I mean, if Micah was going to hold out, like you wouldn't be there right now. Like you would have, like Trey Henderson, right? Like you would have done that. But I guess we'll see, man. We should like set a timer for like when Jerry Jones actually gets the deal done.
And one thing you kind of mentioned, like with Dak getting hurt, Jerry definitely mentioned that playing people early, like he paid Trayvon. He did get Trayvon Diggs deal done early, and he's been injury riddled since. Terrence Steele got an early deal, which he didn't. I don't even think he deserved from a play standpoint, but he has also had injuries. But I mean, football is a contact sport.
Injuries are gonna happen.
Injuries are gonna happen.
Yes,
but it does think when a lot of even Zach Martin, he held out for a contract.
I mean,
was in and out of the lineup,
right?
Then retired,
right?
I mean,
but what are you gonna do? Not pay your guys?
Like definitely not. Definitely not. You definitely because my whole and what makes me so upset about it is even when we do save money, we don't even use it.
Hey, it's off season. Y'all didn't even. I mean, yeah, bro.
Like, that's why I get so frustrated when I see fans arguing about players taking less money. Like, what does that do for the team? One, even if because they literally complain about the difference of like a few $1 million, which isn't going to do anything.
Right.
But even if they did take, we had $30 million in cap space this year and did nothing with it.
Right.
They verbatim said that they could not afford Derrick Henry when that was factually incorrect. Like, that is not an opinion. That is something that can be tracked based off his contract, based off your available cap space.
Right.
And that was not true.
And I'm willing to even bet, because remember, Derrick Henry lives in Dallas in the offseason. I'm sure y'all could have had some wiggle room and then negotiate. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way. Like, it's a star. Derrick Jones would have got Derrick Henry, excuse me. He would have got back any money he lost back in endorsements and whatever. Like, so I'm with you. And also, like, I'm with you. Like, players, go get your money, right? Especially the NFL, right? I think we should touch on like the whole 2nd round draft pick class, basically like making a stand. Fighting for guaranteed contract. Look, man, like at any given play, it could be your last, right? And like for the Bengals, right? Because everybody's talking about like, well, they already paid. The Bengals already went out of their way to pay T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. They can't pay Trey Henderson, and I'm like, but whose fault is that?
Right. That's literally the job of the general manager to figure out how to pay everyone.
Right. And I mean, listen, I've already said this. If I'm T. Higgins, I leave Cincy, but whatever. He came back. Joe Burrow is literally telling y'all flat out, y'all need to figure this out, because teams like the Eagles can figure it out. Why can't we? Go pay Trey Henderson. Our defense is already bad, and he had 17 and a half sacks last year. Go pay this man, please. Like, it's maddening sometimes, honestly. I mean, sure, we talk about Washington, right? They're not paying Terry McLaurin. That's the one guy on that team that would get the first contract. And literally, like, I don't understand why.
He's been the only in the last, ever since
he has literally been the best offensive player in Washington since he's been drafted.
For sure.
Despite having like 7 or 8 different quarterbacks.
I think probably even more than that.
Bro, like it's honestly insane. Like, I don't know why. Like, that's the one guy on that team. Oh, Terry was the contract. There you go. No, don't even tell me the number. Just write the check. Like, I don't.
And one more thing about people wanting players to take less, it's not. They're not even really like allowed to take less than what the market dictates.
Right.
There's a players association that kind of dictate.
Oh God, we talk about that.
It is. They are all these guys are like, they're a union. Like, they work together,
and
their contracts are based on each other.
They can't help.
Yeah, you can't just take the vet minimum
No,
when you're an MVP level player.
that's it. Because here's the thing, right? Like with Deshaun Watson, when the Browns traded for Deshaun Watson, they gave him that deal, right? That would not set the precedent because it was Deshaun Watson in his situation. Had the Chiefs signed Patrick Mahomes to a fully guaranteed contract, there's no way Lamar Jackson signs for any less. There's no way Joe Burrow signs for any less. Josh Allen, right? That's how you set the precedent.
Yeah.
Right? God, actually, I'm so glad you brought the Players Union, dude. Because, I mean, I'm sure you've seen all the news come out about that, right?
Yeah.
They need help so badly. Like they need to go get a third party in there to just like reevaluate everything that's actually going on. Because it's funny because I'd be super sad, but like honestly, it probably needs to happen. The players need to go on strike. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's like to get what they deserve.
Yeah,
they need to go on strike.
Especially with these new TV deals.
Yeah, like you can't give me a fully guaranteed contract. You can't give me. You know, NFL players, they only have health insurance. I think it's 5 years after they're retired.
Well, that's ridiculous. Yeah, they're
and you only play 18 games.
Yeah, that's enough. They keep increasing the game.
Dude, no, man. The players need to go on strike. And again, I'd be so sad because obviously, like we love football. Yeah, we're doing this talk about football. Eagles fan, like I'll be so sad. Like listen. We saw it with the NBA. We've seen it plenty of times. We've seen it with the MLB. We've seen it in every other league. The NFL is looked at as a joke in that regard, right? Dude, you got the head of the players union out here running up business charges at strip clubs and like from like
it's not. They're not run.
They're not
well, right?
Legit. They're not legit. They're not looked at as legit. They don't have legit people.
They don't have much power.
No,
just because they don't leverage. Because they don't know how to use it.
They don't have any leverage.
They should have the leverage just based on the nature of like the situation.
Right.
They don't because they don't know how to use it. They don't know. They're kind of just winging it.
They don't have the right people in charge.
Right.
They just don't have the right people in charge. So yeah, man, I hope for players' sake, man, I hope they get somebody in there that has fresh ideas and knows what they're doing. Because honestly, the players need to go on strike again. It'd be sad. I don't want to see NFL strike, but it needs to happen because I'm sorry, it is literally a car wreck every play.
Yeah,
and I mean
for sure.
Listen, DeMar Hamlin's a constant reminder for all of us. We saw a man die on the field and come back to life.
Yeah.
If that is not a wake-up call, I don't know what is.
We've seen body parts snap. We've seen like it's a dangerous game. Even they deserve a lot more
dangerous game out there
for sure
by far, and yet they get the least amount of guarantees.
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It's insane. But yeah, like I said, man, Washington Commanders. Hey, as an Eagles fan, as a Cowboys fan, I'm sure. Like, yeah, go ahead, let your star wide receiver
let Terry walk.
Yeah, yo, oh my God, that is the one. Them and Cincy, like that, like those are the two where it's just like make that make sense. If you're Washington, like we just said, Terry McLaurin, best offensive player, really probably your best overall player since he's gotten there.
Yeah,
like if you're being honest,
absolutely right. Actually,
if you're being honest,
because even at least the offense, they have Jaden Daniels.
Yeah,
who's the defensive guy that the Commanders have had where it's like, oh, like he's
right. No, it's Terry McLaurin, bro. I don't know why you don't pay that man. And I bet you his deal probably wouldn't even be crazy because like Terry McLaurin is probably the most. Yeah, I'm gonna say probably the most underrated receiver, like at least number one receiver out there. Because like when you talk about other guys, you don't talk about Terry McLaurin. Like you don't hear his name that much, right? Like, but we know Terry McLaurin is a bona fide number one wide receiver.
Yeah,
right.
Sure.
Go to Cincy. Yeah. Their defense was below atrocious last year, yet they still somehow managed to have an all-pro 17.5 sack edge player. They get worse on defense this offseason. They lose guys, they cut guys, and they don't want to pay the one guy. I think they literally said Trey Henderson was responsible for like 45% of the team's total sacks.
Makes sense. Because even the ones he didn't get, he calls for other people.
And you don't want to pay. And you don't want to, they got the whole thing with Shamar Stewart and that whole situation, which I got clarifying information on today, which I know before I had said like I don't blame the Bengals, but now I understand why he's holding out. But when we spoke about Ace Bailey before, right? Like first impressions on teams, I do worry like if he goes down this path that he really doesn't, he sits out the season and he goes back in the draft, like again, he got drafted in the first round as a project. Like he had no production coming in, right? So you go through this season, right? You have your holdout, you don't sign with them. I worry about his NFL future. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, understandable.
But I understand it because if they're trying to put language into my contract that's never been done before, I feel a way about that.
Yeah.
So I understand where he's coming from now. So I apologize to Shamar for that. But man, look, if you don't think you're gonna get in trouble, and if you know you stay out of trouble, I don't know. At a certain point, you gotta do the risk reward thing, right? Like,
right. If it's like because you have the power to make the different language in there not even apply to you,
right?
So I understand what you mean by that, but
like I get it. It's a principle thing, and like why are you trying to put that in my contract? Like I get it, man, but I don't know, man. Like if I'm being honest, if ESPN Austin, they offered us spots, right? And they're like, all right, look, you saw this contract, but like you get in trouble for anything, void it all. But hey, I'm not getting in trouble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm staying in trouble.
Yes. I'm an outstanding guy. I will gladly sign this and prove y'all wrong. So the next contract, put this in there. Right? I guess that's how I argue it, but I don't know. He's in a sticky situation.
Definitely.
He's in a sticky situation.
And definitely interested to see how it plays out because, like you said, I can see both sides. And
well, I can't really see the Bengals side.
Well, just
in you.
I mean, I can see why they would,
but that's literally never happened before.
Isn't it what they were doing for all of their rookies or just him?
I think it was just him. And from what I heard, I think it was just him. Or it might be like for first round draft picks, like that hadn't happened before.
So I'm trying to think. Oh, because it reminds me of when we lost out signing Randy Gregory
to Denver, right?
It was a similar thing. It was actually not as similar because I don't blame. This is one of the only like contract situations I don't blame the organization for. He was in the same sense not wanting to sign because of language in his contract. Right. It was language that was in everyone's contract, even language that was in the first contract he signed.
Right.
I don't know. Obviously, I don't know what the specifics are.
Right.
But he then decided to go, like he signed for the exact same amount he signed at Denver.
I mean, to be fair, Randy Gregory, if I remember correctly, he had his off the field issues a little bit.
He only had all.
Yeah, it was
his entire NFL career was a gamble by the Cowboys, just taking out.
No, really, I mean, if I'm him, like I can't be offended at you putting language in there like that. Like I have to do some self reflection. Be like, you know what? I have had issues off the field. I needed get my stuff together, and maybe this contract will help me do.
Yeah, but it wasn't even like something that he would need to be like, oh, I look at myself because it was in everyone's contract. Right. They weren't singling him.
I guess Denver didn't throw that stuff in there.
And so that's why I wonder if the Bengals have that in more than if it's just his contract, then yeah, I understand.
I think
like y'all aren't gonna just like make me an example where like you know what I mean?
Right.
If it's in everyone's, then I kind of see more. I still understand not wanting to be kind of scrutinized that way or micromanaged and say,
you know what though? Like, if he had just signed it, right? Like, if he had signed it, training camp's on the way, he, plays his athletic abilities, right? Because that's what he got drafted for, his athletic traits. Again, he didn't have that much production in college, right? So if he just comes in, plays solid for a year, I don't think anyone's talking about this.
I mean, definitely not.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Listen, if Shamar wants to run the risk, run that bullet, then sit out and re-enter the draft, I guess we'll find out. Mike Elko, his head coach at A&M, he literally already said he's not coming back here. So I don't know what his plan would be. You could be sitting on the couch.
Yeah, I don't know.
You just be sitting on the couch. I mean, I maybe go to the Canadian Football League. I don't know. Sure.
His options are very limited. Yeah, like I said, interested to see how this plays out for sure.
You and me both. You and me both. Okay, if you're gonna have to go one way or the other, do the Bengals sign Trey and Shamar? Do they sign Trey and Shamar walks?
I feel like they have a better chance of signing Trey.
Okay.
I think Shamar. I don't see the Shamar.
So you think Shamar still will ever be a Bengal?
Well, I just don't see either side giving. They've come this far and have been, and it's not like they're like Jerry and Micah just kind of playing a media game. They're
playing. They're not playing chicken.
They're serious and like he's called. I saw an interview with him like he's like no the Bengals wrong like they're not sugarcoating anything. So I'd be very shocked to see one of the other side kind of budge on their.
I mean,
on their stand.
I guess because I'll be honest with you. And, you know, I said about TJ, right? I was like, if the Steelers aren't going to pay him, which they did, if they weren't, then trade him, right? Because the Bengals gave Trey Henderson permission to look for a trade partner early in the offseason, right? If you're not going to, seriously, if you're not going to pay the man, then trade him.
Yeah, it makes sense. Ted did something.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, like, again, just like I was talking about with TJ Watt, Detroit would love a Trey Henderson. A Tampa Bay would love Trey Henderson. A lot of teams before the Eagles made we had the draft come around and everything. I wanted to get Trey Henderson. I mean, I was still looking to get Trey Henderson, man.
I would love to get Trey Henderson.
Yes, there are a plethora of teams out there that will love to get their hands on an all-pro edge player in his prime. So you use that, and again, same logic I used for the Steelers trading TJ, I'll use it here for the Bengals. You could get a haul for Trey Henderson. Right? You can get a lot of draft picks, maybe get some players back. I don't know. It depends on, the Bengals have a lot of holes, So specifically on defense. So if you're not going to pay the man, if you're only going to offer him 1 year guarantee, because that's the issue is, right? Traders wants 3 years guarantee. They're only giving him 1. If you're really just not going to pay him, if you don't think he deserves that, then just trade him.
Right.
Because he's not going to play for you. I mean, he's literally not going to play for you.
Well, yeah.
So I don't know what the Bengals are doing, man. It's crazy to say because they have Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, right? So it's like, but are the Bengals the laughing stock of the league? Like,
I don't think they'll be very good. To think,
like it's them or the Browns for like laughing stocks.
I mean, I don't see. Like the contract, I don't think it makes them like laugh. Like the Browns are just like a joke of an.
I'm just like from like. Well, even if you look at the Bengals, like they do like the team ratings for like how teams treat players, for families and stuff. The Bengals are very low on that list too, and they get bad ratings on there.
I mean, I definitely think they are a badly run organization.
Yeah, I mean, they just got an indoor practice facility.
Yeah.
They used to have players like reusing the same jock straps, like. So I'm telling you, like the Bengals are historically not a good, a solid ran organization. They're just not, and it's just crazy because you literally have a top 3 quarterback in Joe Burrow. You got a top 2 receiver in Jamar Chase. You brought back T, right? Like I don't know. It's just crazy because like on one hand you have guys, but yet in the same breath, I can't even take you seriously because you don't even pay the best player on your worst side of the ball, and you didn't even get better on that side of the ball.
I mean, they have 3 guys out of 22.
Yeah. I don't see the Bengals having a good season this year. I see Joe Burrow balling out again, but all smoke, no cigar as always. All smoke, no cigar as always. Because I kind of mentioned earlier, TJ Watt obviously got paid, and he is running it back in Pittsburgh, it seems. And so we'll see. I was kind of shocked when I saw it. I didn't think they were going to pay him, but man, they did. And Pittsburgh, I think they are all in on making a Super Bowl run this year. Now, I don't know what their quarterback situation is going to look like next year because they're not going to be bad. So I don't know. We'll see. I saw a mock draft having them taken Lenore Sellers, the quarterback from South Carolina, at 16th. I don't think he'll be there at 16. So I don't know what'll happen there. So yeah, Pittsburgh, though, they will be an interesting team to watch come this season. Aaron Rodgers back there now.
So I think they'll be decent. I think
In the playoffs. Their defense got better. And that was the issue for them down the stretch. Quarterback was kind of the issue, but also Arthur Smith, their offensive coordinator, I don't trust. Here's what I'm banking on. I'm banking on Aaron Rodgers because I don't think Aaron Rodgers is bad. I don't. He's not obviously MVP Aaron Rodgers, but I don't think he's bad. Literally, he put up the exact same numbers as Patrick Mahomes last year. He did, right? I'm thinking on Aaron Rodgers, like QB savvy, playing 19, 20 years, whatever it is. Like I'm banking on that coming alive more so than even Arthur Smith's play calling, because I do not believe in Arthur Smith as a play caller.
Absolutely.
You got DK Metcalf now. You got Jonathan Smith. You got Pat Fryer. You got Darnell Washington. They drafted Kalen Johnson. They still have Jalen Warren. O-line's gotten younger. So yeah, man, I'm banking on Aaron Rodgers like being able to stabilize that offense and just be able to make them decent. I mean, you got DK Metcalf. You got a solid running game already. You got solid tight end play. Like their offense should be at least decent for sure. So that's what I'm banking on with the Steelers, man.
Okay.
NFL training camp's underway. Anything newsworthy today from Dallas aside from the
media scrum? That was day one. Day two was I've seen a lot of clips. I'm seeing George Pickens for the first time in Cowboys gear, actually getting some work in, and I'm liking what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah,
I think that since he signed, and any time you see CD or like they've been kind of inseparable on and off the field. I'm really liking that.
right.
Seems like there's a lot of chemistry there. One of the Cowboys writers, he kind of gave some notes on the day, and one thing that stuck out was he said that the connection between Dak and Jake Ferguson was very strong and very apparent, which is very huge for us, seeing as we need Jake Ferguson to have an insane bounce back year. Just
no, did he get hurt?
He did miss he missed a few games.
Yeah.
He missed like probably 5, maybe 6.
Yeah.
But I say insane bounce back just because he got 0 touchdowns last year.
That's an interesting stat with tight ends, because that happened to Trey McBride too from Arizona.
Yeah.
He had a great season, but I think he literally had 1 touchdown on the year.
Well, no, he didn't have a great season. And he had a great season before that. I think 8 touchdowns, around like 700-800.
So he needs.
And so that's why an insane bounce back would be going just back to level what he was the year before that.
Right.
Because like I say this to my brother almost every time we bring it up. If we would have sat here and made a bet on Jake Ferguson at least scoring 1 touchdown, then I would have bet $1 billion if I could.
Yes.
And that would have been a bet I lost. And I was just so high on him coming into last season.
Right.
And see the potential there. And like I said, they said the chemistry is there and it's very apparent. So I have very high hopes that he can have that bounce back, that even if it's half of what he did the year before, it'd be harder than just
production from the tight end spot.
Yeah, definitely. So glad to see that. And there's still a gigantic question mark on what we're doing running back wise. It seems to be that we're going running back by committee again, which did not bode well last season.
Did you see? I don't know. Have you seen any reports about Jaden Blue?
I'm not believing that.
Okay.
Until it will come from an official source.
Yeah.
There was a report saying that Cowboys trainers were unimpressed with Jaden Blue and his work habits, basically. And of course, Jaden Blue immediately came to social media to say that was false. And even some other Cowboys, I can't think of who was off top. It might have been Wanye Thomas, or who's a safety for the Cowboys, but basically said, yeah, no, that's not true. This guy worked very hard. So
people just trying to stir up the mud.
Yeah, so I'm choosing not to believe that at this point.
Also, on that note, because I'm pretty sure Cowboys fans also tried to make this a thing. Did you see what they tried to say and Miles Sanders said?
No.
Man, they tried saying that, because I had seen it on Cowboys Instagram pages at first, right? They tried to say that Miles Sanders, because they asked him what's the difference between you and Saquon Barkley and the Eagles offense? And Miles Sanders was basically like, well, I've done what I did with Philly everywhere, and they didn't want to pay me, so I left, and now I'm on the team's most hated rival and all this. And when I first saw it, I said, "There's no way Miles Sanders said this. Like, there's no way. Like, no way, right?" So, but I keep seeing that quote popping up, and I'm like, bro, there is no way Miles Sanders said this. Thankfully, Miles Sanders got on the Cowboys fan page and was like, yeah. So thank you, Miles Sanders. I knew you would say stuff like that. Y'all gotta stop, man.
If I would literally do that anytime.
Like somebody says something.
I did not say. I don't think you should. I didn't say that.
Yeah, like why? Like, come on, because bro, I was like, there's no way Miles Sanders said that. There's no way.
Yeah, I actually didn't even see that. So
yeah, I saw it. But thank you, Miles, for debunking that. I don't even know what to call you vultures out there.
But I will say, I don't know. Like, it's kind of hard. I don't know where some of these things like originate from, because I know a lot of people are just like reposting things.
Yeah.
Specifically, there's a Cowboys like fan page. Every year he does it when training camp starts. He'll post like an old picture and say it's something else. Like he'll literally post a picture of like Tony Romo and Jason Garrett and be like, "Oh, first day of training camp, let's go, guys." And they trolls. Yeah, he's a troll, but it's normally an obvious troll. So in this, he posted a video of Brandon Cooks on a random day of training camp. It was like, "Oh, look at George Pickens," but
I did see that,
and Cowboys immediately. Everyone in the comments was like, "Why do you do this? Like, why do you do this? You do this all this." But ESPN. They ran with it. But Molly had to come out and apologize. So it's like it's a kind of a double-edged sword. I feel like it's only negative if you don't do your research and your homework. Just fact check things.
Yeah.
If you just see something,
like Cole's gonna be a troll, but like ESPN or Fox or y'all, y'all got to do your homework on that. I feel you on that.
Yeah. So I think that was basically all that's kind of come out. It's only 2 days, but
right. It's still early in.
Anything in Philly? Nothing.
Hey man, we signed Andrew McCuba, second round draft pick. I was a little anxious. I was like, how is he gonna get that deal done? But obviously, with all the second round draft picks, almost holding out because they wanted that guaranteed contract, which I understand. But we signed Andrew McCuba, so I was happy about that. The biggest talk out from today really just Nick Sirianni. His own message, like, we're not focused on repeating. We're not focused on going back to back and all this and that. And, I don't like how people in his head about it, because it's like, what my head coach had that mindset. We're not worried about last year. Listen, 1 week at a time, 1 game at a time, right? The Patrick Mahomes even admitted it, right? We were so focused on the three-peat that we got wound up tight, and that's what happened, right? You can't worry about last year. Last year was last year. Yeah, we won it. Cool. That was last year. You know how hard it is to get back to the Super Bowl? Yeah, very, right? Very. So I'm here for, Nick Sirianni, having the message, stay on task, worry about 2025. We're not even worried about last year. Jalen Hurts, the same thing, he was talking about he hasn't even put a Super Bowl ring on. Hey, cool, bro. If that's your mindset, that's how you coming into it, I'm with it, man. So yeah, that's the pretty biggest thing coming out of there right now too. Jahad Campbell, our first round draft pick, he's still hurt, but he practiced a little bit. He got in there with some of the team drills. I'm very excited to see where we end up putting him. Like I said before, I think he projects best as an edge player. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what Big Fangio does with him. The safety spot opposite of Reed Blankenship, that's up for grabs between Andrew McCuba and Sidney Brown. I love Sidney Brown, but I love Andrew McCuba. So I'm very interested to see how that plays out. I'd be fine with either one of them getting in there, honestly. And, we got to see where Cooper DeJean ends up lining up. I don't know if he's going to get bumped outside full-time, or if Adoree Jackson's going to take the other spot, if Cooper's going to stay in the slot. So, a few moving pieces here and there, man. But all in all, man, like we said, it's early training camp season. Things are going to change. Things are going to happen. Things are going to be said. And then I'm here for it all. I'm happy that football's almost here, man.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely excited to get things back underway. And just really excited to see how this offense looks in Dallas with George.
Right. Brian Schottenheimer now. Is he calling plays? Or who's the offensive coordinator now?
Oh, his name is slipping my mind. Because with Brian Schottenheimer, I think the plan is for him to
call plays.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so,
But he didn't call plays under Mike McCarthy.
No, he didn't. He was offensive coordinator, but Mike McCarthy, obviously, with his last year,
Right.
he said he wanted things to be under his own accord. We saw how that played out.
Went down swinging, I guess.
Right.
Because Matty Griffiths was the deep now.
Yeah, Clayton Adams, that's the offense coordinator.
Okay.
So I will say that just based off this second day of camp, I'll not even just to say this entire offseason, I will say Bron Schottenheimer has won me over more and more with each time I hear him talk.
Okay.
Specifically today, it wasn't at the press conference. It wasn't in an interview or anything. It was on the field during training camp. There was a fight between two players. And when I say they caught it on camera, Bron Schottenheimer laying into the team, yelling, cussing, trying to kick people out of practice.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what I want from my coach.
Yeah.
I remember having Jason Garrett and getting kind of crucified by Cowboys fans for being upset that he wasn't like enthusiastic about what he was doing. He never yelled at anyone. It just felt like
he was just there.
It was just there.
Yeah.
I was told that, good coaches don't have to yell. Grown men don't respond to that type of leadership. And I'm like, that's BS. I feel like, especially in football, that's the type of passion and enthusiasm that we need.
Absolutely.
To me, it shows you care. To me, it shows you actually have feelings and you're a human and you're not just sitting there clapping. You're invested or bad, right? Yeah, you're emotionally invested. Yeah, the same way I am. I should not be sitting in my living room, yelling more than you will.
Right. No, 1,000%. I mean,
like I said, I'm just very happy to see that from my coach.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
For better or for worse, Nick Sirianni had the same thing about him, right? Like, sometimes he kind of goes over the line with it, but. Yeah, no, I'm with you 1,000%. This is football, right? Like, if any game needed a display of passion and emotion, it's football, right? I mean, you think about Bill Belichick with the Patriots. Now, it may have appeared that Bill Belichick was kind of just like there, but go watch the Patriots documentaries. Go watch it. Go listen to players talk about playing under Bill Belichick. Go listen to Tom Brady talk about it. Yeah. It wasn't always a fun time, and Bill would get in you. You either figure it out or you leave.
And to me, the people who have a problem with that type of, it's like
they either never played or
just as I have ever played. Every coach I've had, as far as I can remember, I don't even remember my coach just a 6 and 7-year-old. But for any time, once the game got competitive, we knew what we were doing, and it was past the learning aspect of it. Yeah, those coaches yell at you, they're in your face. They want you to perform. They are passionate about what they're doing. You know. Like I said, I've never had a problem with that. I feel like responding well to that, it might just be indoctrinated just because that's how it is. But to me, that's coachable. Right. Be able to receive that type of criticism.
Yeah,
and take
100%
and grow from it. Right. So, like I said, I'll never have a problem with that. I think, especially when it's warranted after a team fight on the second day of training camp. Like this is obviously we're going against each other, but we're all on the same team. That deserves to be. You deserve to be yelled at.
Fights are gonna happen though, but yeah, no, you're right. I mean, especially from new head coach, first time head coach in the NFL for the Dallas Cowboys. You want to see him with some dog in him.
Yeah.
You want to see that. So, no, that's good news for Dallas. It's good news for Dallas. All right, let's switch gears here, man. There's a lot to get into with the NBA. Let's you know what? I want to hold off on the top one. I want to hold off on that. We'll get to the other stuff first. Last time we spoke about the possibility of Damian Lillard going to Golden State. I love that idea. You love that idea. That did not happen.
Nope.
Damian Lillard decided to go home. But he has returned to
Oakland.
No, not to Oakland. He is back in Portland on a 3-year, $42 million deal. After the second year as a player option, I believe. When the news first broke, I was. It threw me for like a split second, but then I was kind of like, you know what, like. I can see that. Like, it makes sense to me. What were your initial reactions to that?
It does. This is the beginning of the end of his career.
Okay, yeah.
I thought this is just a way to get him in to like we said, back home, just to get to take the train off the rails. I think that the injury bug has kind of gotten him, and not kind of got, it's definitely got in the past few seasons, and I think that when he's healthy, he still can be the Damian Lillard we all know, have come to see and come to respect as one of the best players. But those kind of is starting to become far in between the injuries.
Yeah.
And
I mean, he's going this whole next season.
Yeah. So, and I think that in Portland, it's not like Portland is in a position to win right now. So
What? You're right in that, because everybody's like, well, Dame just kind of like punted on winning a chip, right? Going back to Portland. Okay, yes, but to me, there's a but there, because if you look at Portland on paper, right, that still got Drew Holiday. I don't know. It seems like they're going to keep him, so they still got Drew Holiday. Got Scoot. Got Shaden Sharp. Got Timothy Kamari. Got Denny Avdia, who played his best ball getting traded from Washington, right? You got Don McClingan. You got Robert Williams. You got Matisse Thybulle. You got Jeremy Grant. Like, their team is not bad. And they went on a run to end last year.
Right team cannot compete for Chelsea.
No. I'm not saying that. But I think they'll be better than people expect. And I mean, listen, because you got Drew Holiday. We know you can put Drew Holiday. You can move him all over the lineup, right? You can play the 1, the 2, the 3, even a small ball 4, right? I mean, he can guard dudes out there, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, and you can put Drew anywhere. You're choosing to invest in Scoot Henderson, cool. Shaden Sharp, cool. 2 young guards, they're ascending. Let's say they win this upcoming season. Let's say they win 38 to 45 games, right? That's a win. That's a win. You sneak into the playoffs as a playoff play-in seed, whatever, cool. I'm not saying they're going to win a shit. I'm not saying that at all. But all right, fast forward the following season. You bring a Damian Lillard back to the mix, more shooting, right? You got 2 veteran guards in Drew and Dame, right? Scoot will have learned, and will have another NBA season under his belt. Donovan Cleveland will be more established. Denny will be more established. Chimani will probably have a more offensive output. I'm just saying, like, I'm not mad at Portland's roster for the next couple seasons. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think they'll do better than what people expect. They're not going to win a championship. I'm not saying that in any stretch.
Yeah.
I think Portland will be better than what people expect.
I mean, I think they could win 40 to 50 games, maybe like playing team, but also in terms of Dame's career, like I think that
To me,
that's why I think because going back,
he also had the no trade clause.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, going back there to compete for playing spots and to at best win 50 games, it's the end.
I think Damian Lillard probably thinks, and call him crazy or not, he probably thinks this Portland team can make a deep run. Call it crazy or not, he probably
he's crazy.
I'm still the mindset. I think the Minnesota Timberwolves need to get on the phone and try to get Drew Holiday yesterday. I still believe
the Los Angeles Lakers need to get on the phone and get Drew Holiday.
Well, okay. On that note, let's go ahead and talk about it. The Lakers, they have made several moves. Marcus Smart.
Yeah. Might have to get that Marcus Smart jersey just for.
They brought in somebody else too, yeah?
What is his name? Jake Rabia?
Jake LaRabia. Who was? I think there was one person. No?
I think that's it.
That might be okay. Well, those are like the major offseason moves for the Lakers. Before we talk about the LeBron angle, how do you feel about that? Like, do you feel like they have gotten better?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think we talked about DeAndre Ayton on that.
We did.
Yeah,
we did.
I'm not obviously. He's not the best big man in it, but I think
He's a capable starter.
and he's much better than Jackson Hayes.
Right. He'd be his backup.
I think that Marcus Smart is.
You think he's gonna start? Because
It'll be and he'll either start in a small ball lineup or we'll just have
back up Luka, right? Because
and
because I mean,
because Austin Reeves is going to start,
right?
LeBron and
Austin, LeBron, DeAndre, and Luka. I guess that wing spot is probably. I mean, Rui.
Yeah, we're going to be. That's why it's either going to be Rui or if Marcus Smart starts, we'll have to go a small ball.
Yeah.
So I think he will. I think he'll come off the bench, but I think he's a very solid piece.
Yeah.
Amazing defender.
The former defensive player of the year.
Right. I think that
I'm surprised he went back there. I thought he was going to go back to Boston. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I mean,
I guess he was like, nah, y'all traded me. It's over.
Then, I mean, Boston is they'll be kind of in limbo for
yes.
Jason Tatum.
Yes. If they don't make any of the moves, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely like the Marcus Smart and DeAndre Ayton trade or additions to the team.
Yeah.
I think that maybe is just kind of depth. Yeah. So, I'm pretty happy with the offseason, but in terms of like the whole LeBron situation, I just think they're.
Who are you? I mean, obviously you're a LeBron guy, but like, do you think the Lakers are the wrong? Do you think LeBron is kind of being heady at this point? Like, what do you think?
Well, I don't think that.
Or do you feel like maybe like both sides are justified in how they feel, and this is going to be inevitable?
I think the Lakers are in the wrong.
How come?
Because it seems like every year we hear we're trying to save and build for the future.
Yeah,
if that makes sense. And I feel like right now they're looking at the future when there's a window of opportunity right now. If they make some better decisions, if they make with potential moves they can be made, I think that.
Like you feel like they're kind of like looking past LeBron already.
Yeah,
which in the sense that
I only say, but in a sense that, but like I said, they've been saying every year we're trying to like build for the future.
So it really feels like they are now, because I mean, trading from Luka, right? Like trading AD for Luka, like I think that was kind of the beginning of like, okay, you know what? We found our new future staple. And LeBron, like, it's kind of like, all right, man, like, how much longer are you gonna, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think that, like I said, because they're all weird, like it's like their refusal to trade picks. So I think they're still not. That's like the thing. They're not trading.
Oh, do we even have that many picks?
It's all like future picks, like different drafts, and they're just like not budging in that sense. And I think that. Like it's always like trading this player for a guy who's in 7th grade right now. Like, why are we? I think there's a window of opportunity now and I think that saving picks to like get guys to help Luka, even if you want to focus away, kind of like not move on, but like
us here in the Luka area,
orchestrate the Luka area. I think you can do that now with players that are.
Well, because I haven't seen, like, have there been any, like, reported trades that the Lakers said no to? Because I haven't seen that yet.
I mean, I don't think they've declined any trades, but I think they're the ones in the position to be seeking the trades.
Okay, so you feel like they're not doing enough to maximize the window with LeBron and Luka right now?
Yeah.
And what could be LeBron's last season?
No, I don't think that. His second, like I said, we will very well know when it is his last season.
No, I know. But I mean, I've said it on here countless times since the Luka trade. Like, as long as Luka and LeBron are on the Lakers, there's that window, right? You got to maximize that. That's why I said they should fire JJ Redick. Whatever, we disagree about that, but like that's, you know what I'm saying? So like I'm with you. Like there is a window that the Lakers need to try to maximize as much as they can.
And the thing is, I don't even think the window really, like, I think you can make moves that
help now and in the future.
Yeah. Like, I feel like you can set the team up to be able to compete now with the star power of LeBron and Luka while also being able to transition to LeBron leaving and be set up to then make moves after that supplement that to where those moves can just kind of step into and feel like the role he's kind of, that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, well, if you look at it, right, I mean, they still got to re-sign Luka. All indications are pointing towards that they're going to re-sign him, right? I don't think Luka's going to leave, but they got to re-sign Luka. But like Rui, they gave him a deal like 2 years ago. Jared Vanderbilt's still under contract for I think 2 or 3 seasons. Even DeAndre Ayton, right? He's under contract for 2 years. Gabe Vincent still has a couple of years in his contract. Austin Reeves just got paid. So I think in their mind, like, no, we've made inroads towards the future post LeBron, right? Like I think in their mind, they feel like they have. And trading for Luka was kind of like the tipping point of like, you know what, LeBron era. All right, let's put that on the back burner because Luka's coming, right? In their mind, I think that's what they feel. But do you feel like, because all indication that LeBron, like he didn't reach DeAndre Ayton, he hasn't really been in contact with anybody at the Lakers. Like, do you feel like he's handling this the right way?
Yeah, I feel like he's just okay. And it's the off season. He's on vacation.
Okay, you hear LeBron's not reached out to anybody, but on the flip side, Luka's reaching out to DeAndre Ayton. Luka reached out to Marcus Smart to get him to sign. Like Luka, what you like to see, right? The young guy coming in now, he's taking ownership and leadership and accountability in this. But I mean, again, you also look at it as like, well, why isn't LeBron reached out to these guys too?
I think that finally he's letting the guy come and take the team over.
Okay,
it's gonna be Luka's team. He's the leader of the like.
So you don't feel like there's nothing there. You just feel like LeBron's finally feeling comfortable enough to take the vaccine.
Yeah.
Okay. That's maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. Speaking of the Lakers, right? Let's talk about the other team in LA. They have brought back Chris Paul, and the Phoenix Suns did it somehow, some way. Actually, I read about like the Bradley Beal saga, the buyout saga. Hey man, I said if the Phoenix Suns were able to make that, pull it off, they would be in a much better position. Mm-hmm. They pulled off the buyout with Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal has signed with the LA Clippers. The Clippers now have Chris Paul, James Harden, Bradley Beal, Bogdanovich, Kawhi Leonard, Derrick Jones, John Collins. They traded for John Collins, right? Trading Norman Powell. They got Brook Lopez. They got Zubats. Clippers aren't in. I'm not saying they're not. They're a much older team, but I'm not mad at the squad.
No, I'm not mad at all. I will say when I saw the report that said Bradley Beal has agreed to a buyout and will be signing with the Los Angeles, my heart dropped. I was like, no.
What did you see? Because he didn't want to go. Like,
yeah, I was like, please don't tell me.
Yeah, you're fine with that. Yeah, you're fine with.
But I mean, I think it's a good signing for the
1,000%.
I think it helps. I think he'll fit, and I think that they'll definitely be like.
It's got better.
They got the Clippers, and they are an older team, so we'll have to see how this 80.
Oh, they have Chris Dunn too. I forgot Chris Dunn. Like, yeah, no.
We'll have to see how it does on their bodies, but I think that they can definitely challenge.
I mean, Chris Paul even literally came out and said, like, because this is probably going to be his last season. He was like, he said he's not going to be upset if he doesn't play that much every night.
Right.
Which, I mean, I thought, like, maybe I would have said the Bucks before they signed Anthony, but, like, I don't know. I was looking at a team like the Bucks. Maybe Golden State brings them back. They need point guard depth. I guess the Lakers maybe before, sign Marcus Smart.
Yeah.
But Chris Paul, he's back home with the Clippers. And we'll see. I agree. I think the Bradley Beal signing for the Clippers was a good move. I mean, they literally got him on a 1-year, $5 million deal. It's a 2-year, but it's a player option after this first year, right? So, I mean, look. I mean, Bradley Beal shot 54, almost 50, 40, 90 from, the field last year, from the field, free throw line, 3-point percentage. Like, he didn't even have like a bad year. He just had a bad year for a guy making $54 million. Like, it's just because you can't justify Bradley Beal making that in Phoenix, man. So, I mean, yeah, Bradley Beal has a bounce back year. If he gets his average back up to like 19, maybe 20, right? Playing alongside James Harden and Chris Paul, Chris Paul and Kawhi Leonard, right?
Right.
We know he's gonna get the shots,
definitely,
right? We know he's gonna get the touches. So, yeah, I think it's a good move for the Clippers.
Yeah, definitely. I think their biggest, like I've said, their biggest kind of issue will be their age, and if they can kind of keep up with the younger teams, like the defending champion Thunder, the Timberwolves.
Yeah.
Memphis. Yeah, I was just about to say the Grizzlies. Yeah, I think that that veteran experience.
Yep.
Might come out to play and show. Youth might not always be. Youth doesn't always win, but we'll just say that's a sight to be seen at this point. I think they definitely have a lot of potential.
Yeah, 1,000%. With Ty Lue at the helm, I think they have a shot, man. Ty Lue's a really good head coach to me. So
Yeah, I've always thought he was a good coach.
right, right. Yeah, any more NBA moves you want to talk about? I mean, obviously the Norman Powell trade, right? Norman Powell's with Miami Heat now. I like that for them. John Collins is with the Clippers. I like that for them. Oh, somebody else got moved. Oh, Kevin Love got done dirty, man. He's with the Utah Jazz now. I hope he gets bought out, but
Yeah, I think he's at a point in his career.
maybe the Jazz might, with Ace Bailey in the mix now. We'll see. Ace Bailey, obviously, remember the Utah Jazz now. No holdouts or nothing. So we'll see how that plays out. Bulls, I'm still. There's a lot of talk. Vooch should have been traded. There's talk about us trading Kobe White and or Ayo Dosunmu. I think one of them has to go. If I had to keep one, I would say Kobe White. I've been a Kobe White supporter since we drafted him. I love Ayo though. I love Ayo. Still got to resign Josh Giddey. We were talking about Boston earlier because there was. I don't like this move at all. Actually, I want to throw this out here too because there's some talk of Boston flipping Anthony to us for Vooch in the event that we don't resign Josh Giddey, which I see the logic. I'm cool on the Anthony Simon, like with the roster that is currently constructed. I'm cool on the Anthony Simon. I'll throw this out here at you though. The Warriors, I think they're still missing a two guard opposite of Steph, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you say to the Warriors going out and trying to get Anthony Simons?
Yeah, I think that would be a good move for them.
Right. I mean, he's a volume 3-point shooter, right? Which is exactly what Steph needs.
Yeah.
He's a young guard on a contract year, so you could figure it out. I think they would have to move Jonathan Kuminga, which I think they're fine with at this point. All reports are indicating that he doesn't want to go back to Golden State, but they still have his rights under restricted free agency.
Right.
So I'm playing 2K a little bit here because I made this trade happen in 2K, but I think it actually worked in real life. What did I do? I traded Vooch and Kobe White what did I do? I traded Vooch to the Warriors. I got back Jonathan Kuminga. I traded. No, you know what I did? I traded Anthony Simons to Golden State. I traded Ayo and Vooch to Boston, and I got back Jonathan Kuminga. Because if you're Boston, they just need more guard, right? Because right now it's going to be Peyton Pritchard, Anthony Simons, Jalen Brown's going to play 3. Sam Hauser, I like him, but he don't play no defense, but he's going to play because Joe Mazzulla loves taking threes. And obviously, the Celtics are missing a big man. They need a big man.
Right.
Obviously, they're not going to win it all this year. Tatum's on the shelf, but you go get a Vooch, double-double machine, averaged 18 and 12 last year in his sleep. And he's a stretch 5. He can shoot pretty well from distance. You go get an Ayo Dosunmu, very solid 2 guard, can play the point guard too. He can play 1 through 3 pretty easily. I'm not going to lie. So yeah, I think that'd be a good move for Boston. You bring us Jonathan Kuminga. We shore up the 3 spot like I've been asking for the past, I know it's how long, because Patrick Williams, he's a bust at this point, but but nobody is traded for Patrick Williams, bro. The man is literally, he is a 5-year, $90 million deal. Nobody is trading for Patrick Williams right now. It's not happening.
Yeah, no,
we're stuck with that contract. Right? It is what it is. We're stuck with that contract. But we can get a Jonathan Kuminga in there, put him in the middle. We hopefully resign Josh Giddey, have Josh, Kobe, Jonathan Kuminga, Matzis, and probably Jalen Smith. He'll probably be our starter, him or Zach Collins. I prefer Jalen Smith to be the starter. The Zach Collins had a pretty solid finish of the year last year, though. But yeah, man, we get young. We get younger. My problem with the Bulls is we don't have a sense of direction. We haven't had one.
Yeah.
We had one the first year of Lonzo, Zach, and DeMar, and then Lonzo's knees went out and everything went out the window. That's literally what happened. So, yeah, I like that trade. And if you're Golden State, you get an Anthony Simons. I think that's perfect. You put Steph, Anthony, Jimmy, Draymond. They're probably going to start. Well, they might play Draymond at the 5. Maybe have Jimmy at the 4. We'll see. I don't know. They're always worried about the small ball lineups,
Right.
and I guess they don't feel like they need a center right now because, I mean, they lost Kevon Looney to free agency. He went to the Pelicans, but they haven't made any moves to bring in a center. Apparently, they're cooled off the Vooch market. They don't want Vooch anymore, so I guess they're fine with Quentin Post and Trace Jackson Davis. So they are cool, whatever. But yeah, then that's my 2K to NBA trade proposal. I think that worked for all teams. I'm not gonna lie, I really do. I think that worked.
Yeah, no, I like that that trade for all 3 teams. That definitely gives each team pieces that they could use right now, and especially looking at Anthony Simons and Golden State, I agree. Like that's perfect. Kind of gives Steph another splash, brother, and that kind of gets them back to their identity of having 2 guards that can really space the floor out, and you can't really leave open.
Right, and you might have the next. I'm not saying Anthony Simons is a Steph, but you might have your next guard of the future.
Right.
He's on a contract year. He plays well. He fits Steve Kerr's system. Re-sign him, and then Steph era ends. Anthony Simons and company, right? Again, Anthony Simons is not Steph Curry. I'm not saying that. I'm just, you find your next guy in the future, right?
Yeah.
Because I thought that was going to be Jonathan Kuminga for the Warriors. Steve Kerr didn't believe so, apparently. So, yeah, man, I think that trade works for all teams, man. So we'll see. I highly doubt any of these teams will make any moves because it doesn't seem like they are at this point.
Right.
So we'll see how that plays out. But yeah, man, I think that's all I got. How you feeling?
Not pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm about to say not too bad, but pretty good.
Not too bad. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's a wrap on this episode of Birds at the Radio. Excuse me. Eric, your resident Eagles fan.
Orlando, the resident Cowboys fan.
And please, please, please like, comment, subscribe.
Let us know anything you feel we said that you agree with, anything you disagree with.
Yes.
And emphasis on liking and subscribing. We got one of our most viewed videos was our last video. So
yes,
a lot of you guys, if you're tuning in, check us out more often.
Please.
That way, just give us your feedback. We appreciate it all.
Yeah,
we just want to know what you guys think.
Yeah, man, we're climbing. We're here climbing, man. So please, like Lando said, like, comment. Like he also said, we got the most views we had in a minute on our last video. So please, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, please, 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 just keep spreading the word.
Yeah, man. We love the engagement. We appreciate it all. Let us know you're watching. And like we said, we do it because we love it, but we do it to get y'all's feedback, y'all's reaction, and just, stay connected to y'all. So
all right.
We appreciate it all.
Yep. Well, on that note, until next time, peace.
Later.
Jamal with a stroke of genius.